how to get started in sports photography in India. In this video, we're going to talk about that. Hi, this is Tirthankar. I'm a sports photographer currently working for Rajasthan United FC. Earlier, I worked with East Bengal FC for their IWL and CWFL campaign, and earlier also I worked with Santosh Trophy and CFL. Welcome to T0, a sports photography YouTube channel by a sports photographer for a sports photographer. And in this video, I'm going to share with you how you can get started as a sports photographer in India. Basically, there are three things that you need to have. Number one, the device. Number two, the portfolio. And number three, connections. I will be covering all these three pillars, you can say, or in all these three aspects, or all these three important topics in detail in this sports photography for beginners series. And therefore I hope you would not like to miss any of those videos, and therefore subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell to not miss any further update. Now let's get into the video. First and foremost, the device. You need to have a DSLR or a mirrorless camera which has a burst mode FPS count of minimum 8 to 10 FPS in mechanical shutter and 20 to 40 FPS in electronic shutter. This is the basic specification of the camera body for sports photography. Whenever you are going to buy your camera for sports photography, you need to keep in mind about these things. I will come in detail what you need to keep in mind, or how you will approach a shop or any rent, or should you buy or rent things. Everything I will come in detail. Also, in case you don't know what is the burst mode, what is FPS, everything I will cover in a dedicated video series that I will make for this particular part of the series called device. The device required. There will be an entire series of videos that will be coming which is dedicated to the device required for sports photography. Next, you need the lens. The bare minimum lens required for sports photography, any kind of sports it can be, is the 70 to 200 millimeter f2.8. You can go for f4, f5.6 or other options, but in sports, most of the time you will be shooting under low light. There will be very few specific days in the year where you will be shooting under perfect sunlight or perfect lighting condition. Most of the time it will be overcast or worst, night condition. So you need to have a f2.8 70 to 200 millimeter lens. This is the bare minimum lens requirement for sports photography. But it doesn't mean you cannot start with whatever you have. In fact, in this device series of whatever series I'm coming with, the sports photography for beginners, in that device portion, I will cover extensively what kind of lens, what other lens options will you have if you can't afford the high quality or the expensive lenses, what alternative options will you have. Everything will be covered. But for now, this is your information that you need to have this bare minimum lens. Number two, you need to have the monopod, because when you are shooting a high speed action and that action changes in a moment, you need to keep your camera steady and you need to capture that moment in tack sharp manner, in tack sharp focus. You cannot afford to lose the focus on that action. For example, someone is about to make a bicycle kick. You click the photo, but the photo came blurry. It's of no use. Of course, you made a good reflex of shooting the particular moment, but it is of no use because the picture is blurry. So, to reduce that, you need to use a monopod. What kind of monopod? What are different types of monopods are there? I will discuss in detail. But for now, you need to have monopod, and to capture those unique moments in high burst mode, in high FPS, and to prevent your camera from getting into buffer mode while the actions is still going, you need to have a very fast memory card. And by fast, I do not mean the numbers written on the sticker of your memory card. I mean the actual numbers which matter while choosing your memory card, like the V60, V90 memory cards. Of course, those most of them are expensive, but if you can at least invest in a V60 memory card, life will be much easier. It will save your battery life of your camera, it will save your moments. And then comes the second part, building your portfolio. The portfolio is the most important because clubs and medias and tournament organizers, they will be giving you the work based upon your previous work. And if you do not have any previous work to show, then it's very tough to get into this industry as a beginner. But by portfolio, I do not mean pictures of weddings, landscapes, wildlives. No, I don't mean that. By sports portfolio, I mean a portfolio containing sports pictures only. The sports media team do not care whether you have clicked a great picture of a leopard, whether you have clicked the rarest picture of a pigeon, rarest picture of anything. It does not matter. They only want to see whether you have captured any game previous or prior to this one. So you need to build a portfolio of at least 20 to 40 or 10 to 20 good sports pictures if you want to get considered, or if you want to convince the media team of a sports team or media team of a tournament organizer to give you the media card. So you need to build the portfolio. And third is the connection. Connections will take you to places you have never imagined. Connections, building connections in sports industry while growing yourself as a sports photographer is the most important thing after making the portfolio and after you bought your device. Now, by connections, I do not only mean the connections on LinkedIn. You need to build the network with people in sports industry. But the question arises, I have no connection at this moment. How can I build that? And the simple answer is, whatever device you are having, whatever lenses you are having right now, it doesn't matter. If you have a mobile camera or if you have a mobile, take that. There is a different job role, completely different job role called digital volunteers in different tournaments or games. And people over there, they shoot those videos and pictures using the mobile phone. So this is actually applicable. You take your mobile phone and you approach any local sports academy or football club that you know, and you tell them, or even you can rent out a few camera, or you can take a camera from your friends in case you don't have one, and you can go approach any football club, any local football club, and ask if you can cover their games for free. Now you cannot have the audacity to ask for money at this point because you don't have any other work to show. So if you ask for money, there will be a straight no. So at this point, your priority is the portfolio building, and for that you need the connections, and for that you need the matches. So the best way to do that is to do it for free, because once you have built a solid, robust portfolio, you can earn in more amount later. So you approach them, you start covering their game, and once you start doing that, and once you build a good rapport with people by good behavior, not by oiling, but by good behavior, you will start building connections, and you will find yourself that opportunities are coming from places where you have never imagined. So this is the power of connections. And of course, offline connections are important, but so are the online connections. And by online connections, I mean LinkedIn. You will see many people saying that LinkedIn is not so important for sports photographers. But right now, the most underrated platform, content platform, is LinkedIn. It's an untapped social media account, social media platform where you can start posting content and you can see the reach go skyrocketing. So this is the actual moment where you can start putting content on LinkedIn. Open a LinkedIn account, create a LinkedIn account, create it properly. There are tons of video on the internet where you can find how to create a LinkedIn account. Open that, optimize it for the search, and start connecting with people in the industry. Start connecting with sports photographers in India, sports photographers around the world, sports media managers, sports media coordinators. Start connecting with them. Start sending them connection requests. Go over their social media posts, like them, comment them, make genuine comments that it's not like nice or a thumbs up. No, make genuine comments and leave genuine comments, thoughtful comments that will make them think, who is this guy? The more eyeball you earn, the more famous or the more go-to people or go-to person you will become. And this is very, very important in sports media industry. Now you know the three things that is essential to get started in sports photography in India: your device, your portfolio, and your connections. And the best thing that you can do is to take action right now. If you truly believe and if you truly have this faith in your mind that this is the career, this is the passion you had and you want to transform it into a career path, you should be doing this. Or you can do this, of course, 1 day later or 2 day later based upon your importance of work, but do this. At least start building connections that will not cost you any money. You just open your LinkedIn and start building your account and start connecting with people, and that in that way you will build your connections even before you have even started. I have just covered the topic in a very concise manner. I have just touched each of those 3 points and just gave you a glimpse to make sure the video does not get long. But for the upcoming days, 3 entire sub-series in this series of sports photography for beginners, 3 sub-series are about to come. The device required for sports photography, the building your portfolio, that particular series, and building the connections. And then in the connection building stage only, we will share with you how you can get your first job or internship or whatever you are trying to get in the sports industry. So I hope, and all these 3 sub-series will have plenty number of videos that will actually help you to start your journey towards this passion of sports photography, because I want to see more creative people in this beautiful genre of action, thrill, emotion, and motion. For now, signing off. See you in the next video. Thank you.